All right, we're reading I Met a Moose in Maine One Day. I met a moose in Maine one day. Just how it happened, I cannot say. I brushed my teeth and combed my hair, and all at once the moose was there. In Maine, as you know, the moose come and go. They relax in the streams and make tracks in the snow. They live in the woods with the bear and the hare, and whatever they're doing, they do it out there. That is why, in this case, something seemed out of place. To be here with a moose in my house, face to face. The moose was so big, so wide, and so tall. I was not sure at all he could squeeze through the hall. He tried to be small. He made sure to crawl, but those antlers of his still left marks on my wall. I don't mean to suggest that the beast was a pest. In fact, I felt blessed just to have such a guest. 'Cause by any measure, this moose was a treasure. His smile was charming, his manners a pleasure. And then after that, we decided to race. But a moose, when he runs, needs a great deal of space. He smashed every bottle and jar in the place, and the napkins I had were too small for his face. At the general store, people's chins hit the floor when the moose and I casually walked through the door. I bought a few things that a moose never buys, because everyone knows a moose loves a surprise. I bought him some fudge and a lumberjack hat and some great maple syrup. Boy, he liked that. 'Cause you know, maple syrup's the best thing by far that anyone's ever put into a jar. And the hat, I must say, was precisely his size, in a blue that I thought really brought out his eyes. At night we went dancing. We really let loose. There's nothing quite like letting loose with a moose. We did a few things that a moose rarely does, and if that sounds exciting, believe me, it was. But this was just one little village in Maine, so we hopped on a plane. From Auburn to Belfast, from Friendship to Lee, that moose and I saw every sight we could see. We walked every walk and we viewed every view, and that moose that I met took me to Wallagrass too. In Camden, a lot of us got on a yacht. We docked before dark in a beautiful spot. We saw fish having fun. We watched seals eating meals. We met lobsters and otters and eagles and eels. In Bangor, we climbed on a raft made of logs. We floated downriver with beavers and frogs. We hopped and we jumped. We rocked and we rolled as we rushed through the rapids like loggers of old. We stopped off in Portland one beautiful day to eat a fine lunch in an outdoor cafe. We ordered the salmon with blueberry juice. There's no better juice you can drink with a moose. We left room for dessert because we heard that they make the world's best selection of chocolate mousse cake. When we'd had all our fun and our travel was done, we stopped by the roadside and stood in the sun. I think we were somewhere near Smithfield or Rome, when that moose that I met said it was time to go home. He gave me a wink and I gave him a smile, and we hugged and we said our goodbyes for a while. Then he went on his way, but he made sure to say that he knew he'd come back and see me someday. Now I know that my story may seem out of whack, Even I find it hard to believe looking back. But it wasn't a dream and it wasn't pretend. I did meet a moose, and that moose is my friend.